to some people, Corinne and Steve from Champaign, Illinois. They got me some things. They got me this money pen. So this is my money pen. Thank you, Corinne and Steve. And my wine corker, decorker, I guess you cork it, see. It's a money. So with this, a millions of dollars going to come through these items. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys. These are the things that keep me going. You know, when I have people who show appreciation to me and for what I do, and I appreciate them for what they do. You know, I appreciate Corinne for her steadfastness in her business that she started this year, in her coaching business, and I could see it, the progress, simply because she's staying dedicated to it and doing it every day consistently. That's the key. Consistency is the key. Then on top of that, they show appreciation for the information that they receive. Do you show appreciation for the information that you receive to the people that you say that you look up to? Are you showing, just thinking of them? And this is not the first gift. I think this is about the fourth or fifth gift that I've gotten in a few years. Not to mention the seminars we've held out there in the Champaign, Illinois level. You know, Champaign, Illinois shows a lot of love out there. So I don't mind going out there. I don't care if it's one person, I'll go out there. I do not mind going to Champaign, Illinois and giving the information out. And with that being said, I to tell you, we got a seminar coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It's right there. Right here, see, I'm trying to get my fingers right there, right there. July 22nd to the 23rd, myself and Al Bay will be there. We're going to be showing y'all the source. We're going to give y'all the information. We're going to give y'all the method to recouping through your trust. We're going to show y'all how to operate in trust. What is it about me and Al that we can actually show you how to operate in trust? Because we operate in trust. I don't have personal bank accounts. I have trust bank accounts. I have business bank accounts. You see? And because I have my stuff established like that, other businesses trust me. I sent a text the other day, hey, we need another truck. Hey, I'll have one ready next week. I just got to put a lift gate on it. Give me a week. Excited to give me another truck. Why? Because we have a trust relationship. We have a contract, and I fulfill my end of the contract. They fulfill their end by allowing me to get those trucks. We are a customer, a lifetime customer. We have a relationship, a trust relationship. So that's what we're going to be doing at that seminar. We're going to be teaching trust. I'll be going over the nationality in detail, bringing out some new information. I'm going to touch on some of the things I'm going to talk about. Well, one of the things I'm going to talk about tonight, in a generalized sense tonight. And what's the title of the show is about the significance of honoring thy mother and thy father, which is a biblical command. See, you are honoring a father. You are honoring a mother. But is it the right one? And I'm going to, through this book I have, I'm going to break all that down. But before I get to that, I just want to keep reminding people, stay focused, man. I know that it's difficult to stay focused. I know that it's easy to get distracted by things you call stuff you got to do. Work, jobs, family. Some of us are just getting stuck get distracted simply by just hanging out. I want to hang out with my people, have a good time. We're putting entertainment before the progress. See, the difference between the high achievers is they put their work, their craft before the entertainment. When you see them out hanging out, that's after they have spent and put a lot of time into their craft. And if you notice, high achievers, people who are making money, when they put together events, it's just not anybody and everybody there. There's people there that they can collaborate with. And the reason why that is put together, entertainment mixed with business. Stop listening to these folks. Oh, you can't work all the time, blah, blah. Stop listening. If you are working a 9-to-5 and you say you want to get out of 9-to-5, or you have money problems, you have issues, that you want to get out of, you don't have time for entertainment. You don't have time for TV. You have no time for none of that. Any time you spent doing that, that's time away from the progress you could be making. Oh, I need to take a break. No, you don't have time to take breaks. Take a break when that bank account is showing millions of dollars in it. And then now you be restructuring your entertainment. Well, I'm going to have a get together, but who am I? Who's coming over here? People like-minded like me. That's who's coming. Isn't that biblical? What I'm saying is actually biblical. Right? Who came together to be in the presence of Christ? People who wanted to be healed. People who wanted to hear the message. People who wanted results. That's who came to hear the message. Now, there was others there to hear the message, the scribes and Pharisees. They came there to criticize. You're going to have that too. But the people that you want in your association is people who are there to hear what you have to say, who want to work with you and make progress with you. Not people who just want to take from you. See? Yeah, this is my water with my Celtic salt in it, so that my body can absorb the water better. Yeah. We have to get out of the habit of listening to conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom is always wrong. There's a lot of conventional thinkers out there. People, you got to go get this job, get this education, get the 401k, blah, 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 blah. That's all a convention. And all that did was lead to people they have jobs they hate. Yeah, they're able to pay the bills, but they hate going how they're making the money to pay the bills. Why? Because they got to go slaves for someone else and make their dream come true. And they're not making their aspirations come true. They're making someone else's aspirations come true. You realize that when you work for a company, you're making the inspiration, the epiphany that whoever created that company, you're fulfilling their dream for their family. You're a tool, you're a cog in that wheel called a job for them. That's it. Mike's not unmuted. Peace, everybody. What's going on? It is Sunday, September the 17th, 2023. 2023. Half of September is gone. We just said it was September 1st. Yesterday. Come on. And do you mean to tell me that you still stuck? You still haven't started? You still haven't put that product out there, put yourself out there, put your business on the line so people can appreciate the gift that you have to offer the world? You still thinking about it? You still putting it together? You still making it perfect? Well, if you're still thinking about making it perfect, and it's already a lot of time has gone by, you're making it a perfect loser. Yeah, that's the only perfection you're accomplishing. When you don't just get out there and put it out there. That's it. That's it. It's a perfect loser. It's a perfect waste of time. Anybody with any success, any real success, knows that you got to get started somewhere. Start with what you know. You got to start. If it's a video, you want to become a YouTube sensation, you got to make some crappy videos first. You got to make some very bad videos first in order to make the very good videos, because you're going to have to learn how to not make bad videos first. You got to walk through that territory. You're starting a company. You got to learn how to run that company. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make bad decisions. You may even lose some money. You may get to the point where it looks bad, like you're not going to survive the last mistake. But I'm going to tell you, the last mistake, you can always survive it. The thing that gets you through is your determination to win. These guys who play sports, they run track, they swim these meets, ask them how many times they lost. Ask them. I know it's only one sport that you'll run into that where they have these high numbers of wins versus losing. Like, for instance, I think Mike Tyson was over 30-0 before he lost his first fight, right? But that was in his professional life. He was that. But before that, it took what? A lot of practice, a lot of mistakes to perfect his craft before he got in the ring and fought. He had to fight some amateur fights. He had to start somewhere. So if it's some content you want to put out there, whether it be YouTube or just a blog or a podcast, you gotta. If you go look at all of the channels out there, a lot of those channels started off, with what they had, and they didn't look. The lighting wasn't so great, the content wasn't so great, but they kept going until they hit that point where maybe they had a guest on or some content that really took off. That dude Kevin Samuels that passed away a while back, he was doing content about how men should dress. What he call himself? I forgot what he was. He was like an image consultant. That's it. His first content was all about teaching men how to dress and carry themselves. And nobody was watching because, for the most part, people don't really gravitate to that information when it comes to men's images. In this Western culture, that's not a popular subject. Now, what's popular? If you're putting down men, that's popular. But like uplifting, that's not really popular. But when he switched over and he had this one person on the show, he said something that was very controversial and it blew up. Took off. I'm not saying talk about what he talked about. What I'm saying is he stayed consistent to his game and he blew up. Became the top dog. I don't know if that's what your purpose is. You want to be the top dog, or you just want to be able to reach people and help people. But even if you think about his situation, his main intent was to help. And that paid off over time. That paid off. He came in, hey, I want to help. I want to, upbuild. And then all of that positive karma paid off. Eventually he had the big channel. Then he started, then it went to, some people would view his content as negative. I didn't think it was so much negative. I just thought it was just talking about the problem too much instead of a solution. I just, a lot of things it was shining a light on a lot of things where people need to make some changes. Right? We all need to make changes. But let's get back to you. Are you still holding back? Are you nervous? You scared people won't like you? I can tell you right now, people. Let me just get that right out the way right now. There will be people who won't like you. Right? Let's get that off the table. Yes, there's gonna be people who's gonna criticize your content. Yes, true. Okay, so what? Why? Because there's gonna be so much more people who are gonna like it than there are gonna be people who hate it. Now, this is people who just hate, just like to be haters. Like, I went to the grocery store today. I went out, I worked out, because I'm trying to do my 2 workouts a day. The thing that, by the way, did you guys keep up with your work from this past week? Remember Sunday I said some things you should be doing, or recommended, not should be, but some things I recommended you could do to improve yourself. We'll get to that in a minute. So I went and worked out. I stopped off at the grocery store. I like to go early because, for one thing, there's not a lot of people in there. I can get in and out. And sometimes they have the things I want to buy. They're trying to get rid of some stuff. They'll mark them down, so I get them on a sale. So I'm walking around, just cruising, taking my time, enjoying. I don't have to rush back home. It's early. And I noticed this woman was like following me around the store. I ignored it. I kept, because when I go and buy stuff, I read the ingredients because I have a problem with soy, mainly soy and other ingredients. So I was looking at some ice cream and I noticed this new ice cream and I wanted to see what the ingredients were. I'm just reading them all and making sure that it has no more than 5 ingredients. I like it less than 5. And that's what I do. I read it. I was like, is this woman following me? It was a black woman, I'm gonna say, or a melanated woman. I'm like, so I finally get to the register. Ahead of me, there's a Caucasian gentleman, white, the way they like to label people. Was there, he checks out, boom, he gone. But as soon as I get there, this same woman comes and stands behind the cashier like she's overseeing my purchase. Now, I saw this and I said, it's Sunday, I gotta get up here and say some positive things. Will I get myself into this fray with her and just ignore it? See, I'm talking about haters, people who just have unnecessary hate in their heart or for nothing. And I could tell the cashier felt uncomfortable because she was like right on her back and she was looking at me like, why is she standing there? But me and the cashier was cordial. She was a sister too, so not all sisters are like this. She was like, nice, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And then when my transaction, I paid for my stuff, she looks at the thing, and when it rang up and everything went through, she's looking at it and she shakes her head like as if, everything's good. I'm like, see, it's people like that don't have nothing else to do but harass people because they ain't got nothing going on in your life. And that's what's going to happen to you when you're starting to shine. See, that was a test for me to follow that up. Now I had to think, she's working here at Food Lion. They don't pay that much. They don't pay enough for someone to survive off it, I can tell you that. And here she is trying to encourage my day to be bad for no reason. I didn't bother nobody. I'm just sitting there shopping. And just a side point, when people talk about racism, let me tell y'all something. Let me just put this out there. Some of us that look like each other are more racist against each other than any other group has ever been. We treat each other worse than these other groups that we complain about that say is treating us bad. This was someone with the same skin complexion as mine, acting like this. She didn't do that to the other guy. She didn't stand behind him. He had a different complexion. See, we could run out here and say that these other groups are racist against us. It's because I'm black, they're treating us like that. Or we could say that. But I'm just giving you one example of many examples that I've had with people who look like me, who treat me less than I deserve to be treated just because of the way I look. So that's what I'm saying. We have to take these societal talking points all out of here, because we are our own problem. No one else is giving us problems like that. Now, I could have said something and made a big deal about that, and then now my day is all jacked up mentally because I followed that nonsense up. She needs help. She needs help in learning who she really is, because obviously she don't know who she really is because she's looking for fault in other people for no reason. And that's what's going to happen when you shine and you're trying to benefit and help people. Do y'all realize that the people that come down on you the hardest are the people that ain't doing jack, sugar, honey, iced tea? Do y'all realize that? When you stop and look, the people that's trying to stop you from being successful are the people who ain't doing nothing, ain't got nothing going on, and they want you to be just like them. So that's the psychological problem that's going on. They don't want nothing, or maybe they do, they just don't know how, or they just too lazy to push forward. So they project their laziness, their lack of desire to push forward onto you and try to discourage you from doing what you need to do. See, we have to learn not to stoop down to these levels, because that's a low mentality. It's low. It's a low thinking. You causing problems and trying to for nothing. Guess what? See, that same energy that she projects, someone's gonna project that onto her tenfold. You reap what you sow. Someone's going to give her that back. And I hope she can handle it. We don't get away with who we are. You're not going to get away with it. Who you are is going to show fruit. You're going to get whatever you put out there, you're going to get it back. So you put good, you get good. But the thing about putting out there good, you got to go through some stuff to get through it, to get to the next level. You're going to go through, because there's so much negativity out there, there's so much pushback for the people who want to do good, that you got to work through this wilderness. That's the wilderness that the Bible's talking about. You got to go through this wilderness of negative mindsets and negative ideas to get on the other side to the promised land. But once you get to that promised land, you have been through so much. There's not much people could throw at you can't handle. Just be like, I've been through that before. Isn't that what the test for the people that coming out of Egypt and they were in the wilderness? The test was, they were slaves in Egypt, but they had a home, they had comfort, they could work and go home and still celebrate their holidays with their families, whatever. Now they're in this wilderness, this new form of living, no real solid place to live. Why? They left to go to something better than where they were. But they had to go through a lot to get there. So that means there was some illusion of lack, like the time they complained about they didn't have water. People complain, they brought us out here to die. We could have, at least we were slaves, but at least we had a house to go to. We had some work to do. And that's what's going on with people when they want to get out of the job and have their own thing. Y'all, that's the wilderness they go through mentally. At least I got a guaranteed paycheck. Got my 401k, my benefits, my medical benefits. Then you start to come on, man, this opening a business it's a lot of work. It's a lot of things I gotta pay attention. I gotta pay attention to my money, make sure that I'm not overextending myself. I gotta constantly pay attention to the profits and losses and just some regulation I gotta deal with. Oh, so much over here. Man, at least when I had the job, I had to worry about nothing. All I had to do was show up to work. See, that's the rationale people come up with to go back to Egypt. AKA go back to the plantation. AKA go back to the job. Go back to conventional living like most people are living. There's no way you're going to get to any type of super success without going through something. You can count yourself out if you believe it's going to be smooth sailing. And the hardest part about elevating is your own mental awareness of what's really going on. Because it's all mental. Everything physical is just a symptom of the mentality that you have towards it. Everything you experiencing in this physical realm is a result of your consciousness and how well you perceive it. If you perceive lack, you're going to have lack. If you perceive wealth and abundance, you're going to have that. Not only do you have to perceive it, you have to feel it. You have to know it. You have to live in it, even though the bank account doesn't represent that. That's where real faith comes in. That's the faith that the Bible is really talking about. Being able to live in the experience of being wealthy and abundant, being loving, all of the good that you desire, you have to live in it and feel the experience before the physical experience shows up. Yeah. The things that are seen come from the things that are unseen. Meaning, how you perceive it, how you're living it out is where your physical reality will come from. You are the creator, the manifester of all things that is happening to you in your life right now. Everything. You are the sole producer of this movie we call life. The only thing that God is doing for you is allowing you to live it out without interference. See, how you make your spiritual experience a superpower is you got to recognize, because the only God only operates in truth. He doesn't operate in evil and falsehood. So once you operate in truth, guess what? He reinforced that. He puts you on steroids. He put it on, you get a superpower from that. Everything else outside of that is your own power. He doesn't endorse evil and non-truth. So let's ask a question. In your endeavors and it's not being successful, is there any falsehood there? Is there any non-truth there? Maybe, are you being truthful with yourself? Are you? Because the only way you can get that superpower is through truth. You must worship God in spirit and in truth. But then somebody said, well, how come evil people, they seem to be evil and they doing it good, they doing all these evil things? First I asked them, how do you know they're doing evil things? You witness this stuff firsthand? Most times they can't answer that. That's just an opinion, because Broke people, people who have less than people with the money, tend to always look at people who don't have money as evil, because they feel like, and I've had people say, nobody's gotten all their money by most people who got all this money, they did something wrong, they cheated, they did something. People have said that. People say stuff like that. And my first question, how do you know? Well, because nobody, you never had any degree of any kind of money. So how do you know that's true, what you just said? Well, it's always some third party information, some guessing, some theory. See? And I'm going to tell you, if anybody who's reached any type of super success and things is flowing to them, they are operating in a truth. Whether it might be a truth you don't agree with, there's a truth there. There's an agreement. There is something allowing that to flow to them. And something is, maybe you feel stifled. Something is not allowing it to flow to you. Why? Because there's no truth there. You're not in line with the energy field or the truth of that wealth that you're looking for. Y'all get my point? It seemed like they got everything come. See, a lot of times we think people got stuff easy and it just got handed to them. That's not always true. For the most part, it's not true. Do y'all realize the more money you have, the more issues you're going to have to deal with? Just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean issues go away. You just have a new level of issues that other people don't have. There's issues. Because the more you flow currency to you, the more currency got to flow away from you for you to get more. Money is not supposed to be stagnant. It's supposed to keep moving and flowing and circulating around. You're supposed to be moving it. You ain't supposed to be sitting there looking at it just build up in your bank account. It's supposed to circulate. That's why they call it currency. It's supposed to flow. Because as it flows, more flows to you. You be the conduit. It flows to you, through you, past you, and back around. See? If what you say is not working, you have to look for the lie. What are you lying about? What are you not admitting to about yourself? What is it you're not trying to face? What are you trying to hide from your consciousness, your super consciousness? Because you can't hide from your super consciousness. You can't hide from that. It sees it. See, you operating in duality. Is at one point you're not working in 100% truth, and then over here, you know, your real self, your true self, your Christ self is all nothing but truth. But that physical nature, right? Yeah, that super self say, hey, you are the greatest. You got it going on. But the lower self starts making excuses. That ego starts saying, well, you know what? I'm going to sit down and watch some TV for about an hour. I'll get to that later. See? There's your non-truth right there. You're not working in your truthful position. Watching TV and doing all this other stuff ain't what you was put here to do. You was not put here to enjoy or to overindulge in what someone else created for you to be distracted by. Television is called television and programming for a reason, because it's there to program you to see something a certain way. Commercials come on, they want to see you, oh, buy this product. Pharmaceuticals is selling everything on TV. Take this pill, and then at the end of it, really fast, they say, well, it may cause heart attacks, serious irritable bowel syndromes, all these like 20 different remedies, symptoms you're gonna get. Illnesses from trying to fix one thing. See, this world tells you the truth. Y'all just don't want to face it. Little side note, they tell you the truth. They tell you if you do something, it's gonna hurt you. They making stuff to hurt you all the time. But they put warning packets on packaged cigarettes. They tell you, oh, Surgeon General says this may be harmful and don't take this if you're pregnant. There's warning labels on everything. On them pharmaceuticals, there's warning labels, but they put it in very small writing. You can barely read, you need to magnify it to read it, but it's there. See, they operating in truth, and that's why they're successful. They ain't lying to you. They ain't lying that they trying to kill you, that this stuff that they give you is gonna kill you. They not lying. The problem is you just don't want to face it. See, the truth that I'm talking about don't have to be a holy truth. It's just gotta be true. That's it. And that's why the big pharmaceutical companies are making billions of dollars. They told you when they asked y'all to take that shot, hey, this is experimental. We ain't even finished testing yet, so we don't really know what's gonna happen to you. But you take it though. You need to take it because this, that, the other. But tell you the truth, the pharmaceuticals is not the ones who ever lied to you about those things. Who told you it wasn't gonna harm you? The people that didn't make it. your public officials and your jobs, so they the ones who told you that. The actual companies didn't say anything. They said, hey, this is an experimental thing, you know, it's shown some favor in this small amount of people, but we still ain't finished. They told the truth. See, you got to start being real with yourself and figure out. And most of you already know what the problem is. Why you can't get it off the ground. And if you really look, it's probably the number one culprit that most people have a problem with, and that's procrastination. Procrastination. Second, self-doubt, meaning that you believe people are not going to watch your stuff. What I notice is that when people are starting something, they always want to pay attention to how many people is accepting their product. They overly indulge in that part of it and not accept that in the beginning, it's going to be a slow process to people building up and warming up to the idea of what you have to offer. I might have it here. I remixed a clip of something. See if I can find it. And it's the one thing you need to be successful at anything. And I say it all the time, but I'm gonna if I can find it. Oh, I'll be forgetting where I be posting stuff. Let's see if I did it on Instagram. Let's see. Must have been on Facebook. Oh no, it was on YouTube. That's where it was. See, I need like a social media assistant, someone who could just take my stuff and post it for me. All right, let's see if I can find this. There it is. I hit something over there. I got to figure out why it does that. Y'all can hear me okay? How am I sounding? All right. Am I sounding good? Oh, somebody said yes. Okay. No, that was 8 minutes ago. Okay. My old. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna play this clip for y'all. Yeah, 2K views. Wow. All right, here, I'm gonna play this. Turn this down.
That I'm really gonna make it. He said, well, how much money you trying to make? I said, I'm trying to make a lot of money. He said, well, when you graduate, you're gonna make $250,000. And I said, not me. I said, I'm gonna make $1 million.
Come on.
And the professor said, how you gonna do that? I said, you gonna teach me. He said, okay, what is McDonald's selling? I said, Big Macs. He said, wrong. I said, what he selling? He said, he's selling consistency. When I figured that out, everything that I did from that day on was based on consistency. No matter what you do, consistency is the key to success. Them hamburgers, those Big Macs, has been the same everywhere. That's why they make billions and billions of dollars. The consistency. And when I figured that out, I graduated. I was ready to go. I majored in business.
So did you hear what he said? That's why I say the number one culprit to people's success is that hinders success is procrastination. Because procrastination and consistency don't go together. Well, they do. Because I'm sorry, let me change that. Because you can be consistently procrastinating. See how consistency plays a part in every part of your life? See, you could be consistently doing the same thing that keeps you from progressing. So that same consistency that you show in procrastination and putting entertainment over the thing you were called to do by God to be here. Do y'all realize how important you are to this world right now? I know some of y'all think y'all not important, but let me show y'all how important you are. And it all started when you was conceived. Do y'all realize? I think I can't. I don't know. Millions, billions of when an egg is gonna be impregnated or fertilized, whatever way you want to place that, at the moment of conception or right prior to that, there is probably billions of sperm cells traveling to this egg. But the egg, do y'all know that the egg chooses which sperm cell it's going to allow to end? Y'all do that, right? It sends out a signal, right? And it says that's the one. And what it does is that signal goes to the one it wants, and it causes that singular sperm cell to speed up. And then it sends out another signal for all the ones that don't want to slow down, so that one can get there before the others. Now, when you look at that, you really pay attention to that. That means you were chosen to be here. You're not here by some mistake. You wasn't here because your parents had a one night stand and you just showed up because they weren't even in a relationship. I know people who felt bad because their parents weren't even in a relationship, and that's how they got here. And they think, well, I'm a mistake. No, you wasn't. You're not a mistake. I'm sorry. Because the universal divine mind just allowed that situation to happen so that you could be here. Because what are the chances? It could have been anybody. Could have been anybody. So when you really look that deep into it, there is no chances. There is no by mistake. You are here. However, how you got here. Now that you're here, you have to know that you have a divine purpose. I know people can come up with all kinds of scenarios, rape, this, that, and the other. All y'all can come up with whatever scenario you say, however condition you got here. You're gonna have to believe you came here by a divine purpose. It could have came out in a bad situation. I don't, as we define bad. Because if the alternative is to believe anything else, is going to send you into a state of depression and feeling like you're not worth anything. So if it was me, I'd rather think this way. Hey, that was a bad situation. How it's happened, but I'm here now, and it had to be some reason why I came here, and I got to figure that out. I'm special because I came through special circumstances. That's the way I would frame it. See, it's all about your perception of the situation. Because you can sit there and think bad, oh, that was bad, oh, wow, and cry and be upset. But how is that going to help you? What will help you is if you say, I got here by some unusual circumstances, some extreme circumstances. So that means I'm really here to do something powerful. You see? Somebody said this right here. I'm gonna add this. It says some people start things and stop too soon. Absolutely. I watch it. I've seen it over and over. People start stuff and then they say it's not working and just quit and then do a whole, then they jump onto something else. And then guess what you got? You see a lot of people starting stuff and stopping it too soon. Starting stuff. I had a conversation. Oh, I was saying, y'all got to keep going. No, it wasn't working. Hard-headed. Now what you got? Nothing. You have no voice. You don't have anything. Now you're a memory. If that's even people remember you now. I have people say, oh, I don't think that they didn't like it. I didn't care what people say. Yeah, for every one person, let me tell you something. For every one person that say they don't like something, there's 10 that love it. Okay? You just got to find the 10. All right? There's people who gonna like what you got. You are here. That's why I went back to how you got here. You are here to reach a certain people. This people specially designed to be in your life to hear what you have to say. Yes. The problem why you haven't connected with those folks because you ain't out there. You ain't putting yourself out there and you don't perceive it or receive it or even try to operate in what I just said. You just like, oh, ain't nobody listening. You just looking at the very few people that are not listening. Okay? Listen, y'all could think I'm talking fantasy talk all you want, but try it for a month and see how what'll happen. Ask the people who just went on a limb and didn't really believe in themselves, and they just took the belief I had in them and went and did it. Now they coming back and say, you know what, man, if it wasn't for you saying that, now I see what you're talking about. So many people, I tell them, just do it. Just get out there and do it. They don't listen. I don't even talk about it no more with them. I said how many times you gonna beat a dead horse and tell a person, hey, just get started? How many times? Only time you hear me talk about it is on my show. But them directly, I said it enough. And I sit back and I watch how that great idea that I believe was great is not there, still not available. They still researching. They still researching on this, that, and everything. Let me tell you, the only research you need to be doing is yourself. Let me research on why I can't get nothing finished. Let me research that. That's the research you need to know. Be researching. Get all the other research. Research yourself. Figure out who you are. Look yourself in the mirror and say, who am I? What am I here? What am I doing here? Do I even believe that I am special, that I'm a divine manifestation of God? Do I even believe that? Do I truly believe that? And if you don't believe it, you sit there and you look in that mirror and you say it 100 times each day until you believe it and start behaving that way. But they say, fake it until you make it. Come on, y'all. All y'all got something special. Ain't nobody listening to me that don't have something special, that is not special. Everyone is special. You just gotta start there and believe you're special. And you got a special talent. Every man according to his ability. No, it's every man according to his own mental vision of himself. And that's what's going to expose your abilities. Do you see yourself as being successful or not? And not only do you see yourself as successful, how successful? Are you just want to just make enough? I mean, however you want it, that's up to you. But just be truthful with yourself and go after it. All right, y'all. I think y'all got the point. Hey, the seminar is that I got, where is it? Oh, first I got to tell you about this webinar that's coming up on the 30th, discharge webinar. Someone asked me, will I be talking about discharging bills? The process is the same as the student loan. It's pretty much all the same way. You do everything close to the same way. So, yes, I guess that's where we'll be covering that too. Teach y'all how to debt free. Shoot, y'all can get rid of them student loans right now with just one letter. I got the webinar sitting on the website. Go get it. They're about to start them loans up October 1st. Now, if y'all want me to personally do it for you, hey, that's going to cost. Yeah. Just hit me up. I'll do it for you. I'll mail the letters out for you. Or I'll put the letter together. You know, I just need some information. I'll send it out, follow up, and I'll work with you closely. But it's going to cost you. You want my personal assistance. Just think about it. You're investing in time with me and time with, when you get the letters and they seem shady, you don't know how to interpret. Yeah, you're paying for that. You can buy the video and I teach you what to look for. But if you want that close experience, that tutoring, hey, I'll be happy to help you get rid of those student loans and work with you every step of the way. Akimel.com. I think everything's in the description. Akimel.com. There's the information on the webinar. Go to my site, pre-order it. You will get the link in your the morning of. You will get the link to the access once I have everybody's in who signed up. All right, who's out there before I go? We got C. King Bay says peace, everyone. Corinne, as always, loyal supporter. Happy Sunday. Actually, we're working together. She's helping me out. She's helping me where I am weak in. LV Love says peace. Easy Bands says peace. Evelyn Glenn says powerful fact, brother. Thank you. And Greatness says yes, he could hear me. Who else that I didn't get to? Everybody else is pretty much who I got to. Well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all.
Graduate, you're gonna make $250,000. And I said, not me. I said, I'm gonna make $1 million.
Come on.
And the professor said, how you gonna do that? I said, you gonna teach me. He said, okay, what is McDonald's selling? I said, Big Macs. He said, wrong. I said, what he selling? He said, he's selling consistency. When I figured that out, everything that I did from that day on was based on consistency. No matter what you do, consistency is the key to success. Them hamburgers, those Big Macs, has been the same everywhere. That's why they make billions and billions of dollars. The consistency. And when I figured that out, I graduated. I was ready to go. I majored in business and communication.